Hi, I'm Evelyn.
Hello, I'm Tega. Welcome to Design Talks. I'm the creative director of interiors with Tega.
I'm creative director for Itachi Spaces and I'm also a fashion designer. So I'm very curious. I've seen on your bio on Instagram that you said you're a creative weirdo. What does that mean?
So there's a back end story to that, right? So like 6 years ago when I wanted to start interior design.
Yeah, for a long time. Huh?
Yes, I have actually.
OG.
I'm not an OG.
Yeah, an OG.
I'm not. So there's a back end story.
Yeah.
When I wanted to start, I went online and I wanted to have like, a mentor kind of thing. And I came across this amazing lady. Her name is Mr. Kate.
Mr. Kate.
Yes, Mr. Kate. Yeah, funny, right? Because that's actually what attracted me to her.
Yeah.
And she has this community for creatives and we're called the Creative Weirdos. So I had to register and I followed her lifestyle and also her YouTube actually. So it's a safe space for creatives to express yourself through your design. And what I also love about her is the fact that she does a lot of DIYs, colors, and she does this with her husband. So she's family oriented, like community oriented, and also that's how the name came up.
That's interesting. I like it.
So I wanted to ask you, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you love interior design?
That's an interesting question. I think I'll say on a scale of 10, 1 to 10, it would be 8.
Fair enough.
I know, right?
Yeah.
With artisans and co, it makes it.
So the remaining 2 is for who?
Jesus.
Okay, fair enough. For me,
Which is yours?
I would say 10.
10 over 10.
Yes, because I actually love interior design. I've always loved, redoing spaces, right from when I was much younger. My mom, she's an event decorator, so I was always, always with her, and she was always changing our house looks and here and there. So it has always been a thing that I actually like. So I would say 10.
So you're saying that 20 years from now, if we were to Google Tega, you'd still be doing interior design?
Definitely.
Oh, that's interesting.
Definitely. I've done quite a number of, businesses, but this is the most long-lasting, career that I've
and you
actually...
said 7 years, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Give or take.
I've only been doing interior design since 2020, late 2020. So I think that's like 4 years.
COVID.
Yes, COVID. So I guess I hope that in 7 years, no, when it's a total of 7 years, I can say 10 over 10.
7 is a lucky number.
I agree. For now, it's still kicking my ass, so I guess it's still 8
sure,
over 10.
Sure. Coffee or tea?
Coffee. 100 times coffee.
So I guess we're coffee girls. So I love cold coffee.
No, I like it hot. It doesn't matter if the weather is hot, I will still drink hot.
Okay, now.
Yeah.
As per hair fire.
This is hot, I know, but it's still hot coffee for me. I'm very curious. What's your favorite thing in your house?
I actually have like 2 favorite things, and one would be my tortoise lamp. It's very nice, cute green, tortoise lamp. And the second one is this ladder that I actually did myself.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of that project. That ladder I use in storing my blankets in my sitting room. Every apartment that I've moved to,
You've moved it.
I've moved that ladder.
That's true. I like to see a picture of it.
Yeah, you will.
The tortoise sounds very cute.
Yeah. So what about you?
For me, the favorite thing in my house is a shelf in my room. It's yellow. So the funny thing is I've never had a favorite color, right? So I just always stumble, maybe black. But then I realized that I think a couple of years ago, like 2 years ago, I realized I liked yellow a lot. And it started with me having a shelf. I mean, the shelf has been there for like 6 years.
Wow.
But it wasn't my favorite color at that time. I just like the pop of color.
Yeah.
But it's a shelf. It's just a yellow simple shelf. I saw the picture on Pinterest and I recreated it. I was not even an interior designer. I was in production.
Yeah.
Right? But that's the one favorite thing I have in my apartment.
Okay, so I'm sure everybody wants to know like why we started.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Okay.
Because I've been asking that, I've been getting that question a lot. So why did you start Itachi?
Itachi is a very, very funny story, and it that made me start interior design. Right?
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I'd done up my apartment. My very first apartment was a studio in Lekki Phase 1.
Okay.
And Hilda and I lived together for a bit. And she really likes the space. She
nice.
I liked how you did your space. I didn't do much. I just painted all the doors white.
Yeah.
Like, I had these weird tiles on the wall because of water damage.
Oh,
and then
speaking of Lekki.
I know, right? So then I screeded over the wall, and then I painted it, so you couldn't tell that there were tiles on the wall.
Nice.
Yeah, so she saw it and she really liked it. And for some weird reason. She said, "Oh, when I get my apartment, you're going to do up my space for me." And then she got the first apartment.
Yeah.
We didn't have a budget, or she didn't have a budget at that time.
Yeah.
So like another one. Then she got a bigger space. And then I was like, okay, no problem. We didn't even have money to do the entire house. We just did, I think, our room and then the living room. And she posted on Instagram. I reposted on my own Instagram.
Yeah.
Because again, I'm not social media. I don't like social media like that. Anyway, so she posted it, I reposted, and somebody on my page saw it. I was like, oh, did you do this space? I'm like, yeah. She's like, oh, can you do my house? So I'm like, I'm not an interior designer, but I can try. I'm always very honest. Like, I didn't study this. It's just something.
So your self-taught.
Yes, exactly. Because I studied fashion design.
Yeah.
That's my second degree, but I studied fashion, so it's easy for me to understand colors, mood boards, and just have an
yeah. So let's just say you're natural creative.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So and then I did that office, and then I did the ladies' apartment, and then I got another office, and then it's just been
and
then because I was Hilda's first interior designer, it just stuck. So every time she has a house or a restaurant, I just do it up, and then there's always referrals from
them. Nice.
So yeah, so I can actually say that my entire interior design career started with Hilda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for DWT, for me,
that's
designing with Tega, interiors with Tega. Yeah. It, like I said, it started from me trying to not do. There was this norm, like for Nigerian apartments, like you could tell, like this space is in Nigeria and all that. So I wanted something, actually different from, what everybody was doing, and that was why I actually joined the community for creative weirdos, so that I can, tap from people's creativity and come up with, a different kind of space. And trust me, that was what actually propelled me to growing fast on social media, because I was never a social media person. I was more of a door-to-door marketer, more door-to-door salesperson. Yeah, so social media wasn't really it for me. So DWT just came from when I was, supplying my clients lightings, chandeliers and all. So I got lots of questions like, I think these are really nice. I imported most of the lights that I supplied to my clients, and also from there, I asked me, can you do this? Can you do that? But because of I've lived with my mom, she likes designing spaces, and also I had to go online and more of self-taught. Research, online school, and also I just learned a few things from there, and I kicked off. So the first space I actually did was my house.
Really?
Yes.
I think most self-taught people always start with their house.
Yes.
Or a friend's house.
Yes, I think it's the best way to kickstart an interior design career, because no client wants to give you jobs when they've not seen something that you've done. So if you're starting an interior design business or career or anything, first off, you can start with your bedroom.
Yeah, I agree.
Just redo your bedroom, just redo your bathroom or something, and put it out there. And thankfully now we now have like 3Ds and all, so you can actually just mock up something on your system, come up with mood boards, and just share it out there and make people see that, okay, I can actually do this. From there, you just never know. Your client may just come across your page and like, okay, I actually like this thing that this person did,
And they'll like you for you.
Yes.
And your creativity. Exactly. To be a complete replica of
something. Yes. Basically. So that was how DWT started for me.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. And you said 7 years now, you said?
Yes.
So 7 years
of my house.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. So
from your very first project to date, it's been 7 years.
Yes.
I envy you.
My dear, it's not an easy one, but we'll get there.
Artisans.
Nigeria is Nigerian you.
So I mean, I've had interesting conversations with you from like way back, And one thing I think we've talked about is your preference for a particular gender of clients.
Oh.
So which one do you prefer, male or female clients?
Well, I think everybody that is a business owner in Nigeria knows the answer in their heart.
Think so?
Yes. Yeah. But the thing is, I wouldn't really pick like, okay, I prefer this to that, right? Because different experiences with different people.
Yes.
Yeah. I've worked with amazing women. In fact, the first set of projects I got when I started were from clique of friends, female friends, awesome ladies.
Did not show you Pepe
at all, but just the last person that they referred, that in fact the last person in their clique that showed me wine.
Really?
Do you know I was having like heart attacks. So anytime I see that woman's call,
I can imagine
anxiety started kicking in and everything. And do you know the funny thing? These ladies, they called and they were apologizing on her behalf. And like, oh, Tega, I'm so sorry that this is happening and all. And after like 4 months of that job, the lady out of the blue, she sent me a message and she said, oh, Tega, I just wanted to tell you that anybody that comes into my office, they love it and everything. I'm like, after 4 months.
After 4 months.
Do you get?
It took her that long?
Yeah, so I wouldn't really say there's this. So, and I've met men too that really, you know, so basically just my different experience with different people.
So, I mean, I think I have a slight sense of the gender that you prefer not to work with. I have a slight sense.
Maybe it's trans.
or is it women? But personally, I have no preference for. I think I've been very blessed when it comes to clients. Like I've had. I mean, work gives you anxiety generally. When
it does.
You know, because we always work with timelines. But I've never had a terrible experience with a client. Like where I'm like, do you know what? I don't want to do interior design again.
Yeah.
It hasn't been my experience, and I think maybe because I started with friends and friends referred me to other friends.
I guess
there's always just this very neutral safety when it comes to me taking on projects, because again, it took me a while to also take projects from strangers. I was like, I didn't study this. I don't have enough knowledge for me to just take a project from that. It took me 2 years to take jobs from a complete stranger.
Wow.
Right? That I like someone that just found me on Instagram and said, oh, do you want your job? I'm very reluctant. Like I have to know it because I prefer peace of mind over money.
Yes.
Every time.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's why.
And this is another thing. I think it's another thing that upcoming interior designers or people that want to venture into interior design should take note of, because you just have to, your clients will find you, right? You don't have to appear or seem so desperate because you want jobs, and also you need to profile your clients. You need to profile people your prospects, people that are coming to you. And I just want to tell you that you have the right, you have it's your decision to work with anybody that is coming. The client should not have the upper hand to decide if they want to work with you or not. You should also decide that, okay, I want to work with this client as well. You know, I think it should be both ways. Nobody has an upper hand. You know, the scale should be balanced. I should be able to tell you that, okay, I'm so sorry from the questionnaire. I'm not able to take this job from you, and I'm sorry about that. And the next client comes out like, oh, I'm so happy. I'll be so happy to work with you. You know, we get lots of rejections. Trust me, right?
Yes, of course. And it's fair to also reject some clients.
Yes,
you know
it is.
In all fairness, I've actually had, when I started, I did take a project from a stranger, but it wasn't like a stranger. I didn't know her personally, but I was referred to her, and yeah,
that's a story for another day.
Yeah, that really is a story for another day.
So tell me, what's your favorite part about being an interior designer?
My favorite part about what's my favorite part? I think it's the excitement of a new project. Creating mood boards, especially projects that I'm not used to doing. For example, I think I'm currently working on a creative agency's office space, and I have to do with a lot of colors, and that's very exciting for me. So I think it's coming up with an idea, the creating mood boards and all of that before the crazy starts, which is dealing with artisans.
I know.
I feel like that's my favorite part
about being an interior. Mine would, I get this, you know, when a kid enters a candy store, that's how I feel when I enter a space that is not properly done.
Really?
It's so weird.
Does it irritate you?
At all. I'm so excited. Like, okay, now I want to change this. I want to change that. I want to do this. I want to do that. You know, like all the crazy ideas. Of changing things. Yeah. I think just to overhaul a space. Like, no. It's like more like an adrenaline, you know. It's always rushing.
Not
so,
the money.
Well, money. So the funny thing is, when this thing is your passion, right? Yeah, you don't get tired of, you know, doing this thing, because at some point in life we're all doing 9 to 5, right? And you know that money.
Sure. I didn't do 9 to 5.
Really?
I'm joking. I did 9 to 5 for a long time.
So that monotonous lifestyle, you know, that we were living, like you wake up in the morning, you do this same exact thing every time, you get tired, unless you love that job. Do you get?
Yeah.
So the excitement that I'm always getting to new spaces, trying to come up with possibility of changing this and changing that, man, that's a favorite thing about me being an interior designer.
I like your answer, really. I like money too.
Yes, money is also, you know, motivates you, but
it's a
you
good
know,
motivation.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So for again, out of curiosity, which is your favorite? What phase of a project is more exciting for you?
So that would be when I'm styling.
Okay.
Yes, when I'm styling the space, you know, I love styling accessories a lot. In fact,
I can tell.
See, if I'm handling a project and there's no, you cannot tell me that there won't be styling accessories in that space. See, it's a hierarchy for me. One has to do with the lighting, the painting, then the styling accessories. Even if you're not if you're putting one chair, there has to be something on it, because that's the makeup.
Yes, it's like you've stripped something off, you've done all the work, but what brings it to life is
the styling. So that's the best phase.
And I think what annoys me the most sometimes, and it's no fault of anyone, is that sometimes you have a budget, like clients have budgets, but they don't have budgets for decor, like they don't have those accessories. So my dear, you can't just bring that space to life.
So I think a lot of designers suffer that a lot. So they now most of them improvise by, you know, they have styling accessories already. So they will style and take their pictures and they will go with it.
It's very expensive, you know, because I did a project once and I really loved the space. It was a kitchen, an expensive kitchen, and it just looked bland. I felt like it just needed so I went out and I shopped. I think I spent like 400k or 500k on just accessories for one kitchen. Yes. So I think it's expensive. I mean, I got to sell everything, but I can understand why that would be your favorite.
Yeah, it is. It is. So what's your favorite part?
For me, what's my favorite part for
a project? A phase.
I think it's still the design. Like it's still just before we start to talk to artisans. Yeah. You know, when I can picture what the space will look like, especially if it's something out of my comfort zone, like it's not a house or an office. Yeah. Or a regular house and office, right? I'm just imagining that, this space is going to look like this, space is going to look like that. That excitement. Yeah,
it's so exciting. It's really exciting being an interior designer, to be honest, especially in Nigeria, where you know that as you're going to check this house to now, what you will see.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Plumbing problem. This problem. I find all these problems now. I find them interesting. Yeah. I'm learning how to. Okay, now I can fix water damage like nobody else. I can fix like mold because I've suffered through things like that are these are like things that I look forward to now. It no longer bugs me that it has mold or water damage or it doesn't bug me anymore. I'm just like new problem, we're gonna solve it. Avenue to learn. That's great. Really it for me.
Yeah. Now we've talked about, you know, the best part and everything. So what's the most challenging part for you?
You know, to be fair, if you had asked me this question, say a year ago, I would say artisans. Okay. That was for me the most challenging part of the project.
Yeah, I know.
You have an architect that's designed a space. You have a manager that is overseeing it. Like you do all these things and then you realize that somebody just throws it off. Yeah. And they decide to do what they want. They run with their own.
It's really sad.
So for me, for the longest time, it was artisans. But I think I've figured out ways to work with people's strengths. So my artisans no longer stress me. Like I just can't be stressed.
Nice.
So I don't find any parts very difficult. I think timelines.
Oh.
Because sometimes you tell a client that it's going to take you 6 weeks to finish your project, and things just happen. Because again, we're in Nigeria.
Yeah.
There's so many factors.
I know.
You can't keep explaining. You can't keep saying, oh, the reason why this, the reason why that. So I think most of the time it's just meeting up with deadlines. Because I don't like to. If I say 6 weeks, I like it to be within 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So that's the thing I'll say is the most challenging. Giving a timeline and sticking to that timeline.
Yes, it is. It is. Well, still the same old. I've been in this, business for quite some time, and it's still the same challenge. Aside artisans, sourcing for quality materials, right? Sourcing for good products and all. Do you get? So that brings me back to, if only, it's going to be a wishful thinking that if only we have, those, we have like the IKEA, the H&M home, the Zara home, the Home Depot, Home Essence. Our jobs will be like
1,000 times easier.
Easier, you get. We now have materials to source from. In fact, do you know that I've been watching lots of documentaries from interior designers abroad, and when after designing a space, they start tagging where they get each and every items from.
You can't tag now. Where will they tag? Who will they tag?
Who will want tag? Do you get? Like, even as far to the fabrics that they use, we just have one. We recycle the same fabric, the same board. Everything just keeps looking the same. This is a challenge, and I only wish that, because if you can't even, you see the funny thing there, you can't even import everything yourself.
You can't, because again, the spending power for Nigerians has dropped, because obviously dollar is dollar.
Yes.
So I don't even think
aside the dollar, custom.
Well, custom, clearing.
Oh my God.
It's ridiculous.
See,
so you have to do a lot of buy Nigeria.
Exactly, and just make do of what we can, and make it look as good as.
Because when I started that, I used to order from all these places that you mentioned, and then I'll ship it here. And then it made the space look very unique. Like I wasn't confined to buying things that are already
I know.
I mean, these days, you can't and I stopped when I'd give a client a price for something, like this is the cost of shipping, this cost of, and then 2 weeks after, dollar has gone up, and I don't like to go back to clients to say, oh, by the way,
at all, it doesn't look professional at all. It doesn't.
So so if it's not for like high-end customers, you just have to stick to whatever you find.
What you have here. And another thing is, some clients would pay you for bespoke, and they will expect you to bring in imported.
Yes, no, clients can dream.
Yes, everybody.
We all can dream. We all can dream. But those are the things. These are the issues.
These are the issues, So interior designers, maybe I should ask you guys. Are you guys going through the same,
No, you'll be surprised that most people are going through. Like, maybe not most. I mean, it depends on your clientele and things. But I've seen even like big interior designers call out certain categories. So I feel like the problems can cut. But you can tell us.
Yeah.
I feel like it cuts across every creative field.
So I guess this will be like the end of our first episode.
Our introduction video.
Our introduction video to what we do. I know. And before we go, I just want to tell people that Design Talks is a safe space for creatives, not just interior designers, to come and share their experiences. It's not just for creatives, not just for us, it's also for the clients, right?
Even enthusiasts.
Yes, prospects, clients. You should be able to express, okay, this is what I expect from you guys, this is what you guys should improve on, this is what it's an interactive discussion. And
I really like your post of colors. It shows
look who's talking.
The mine is one solid color. Your one is a
what can I say? I'm a colorful girl.
You are. I can see it.
Yeah, I am. So if you got to the end of this video, please do leave a heart emoji.
Follow, share, subscribe, and leave comments down.
Bye.
Bye.